Hello everyone, good evening. Today we are going to start with Selenium with Java, uh, a very short course for those who are newbies. And yesterday we have installed Java into our machine, into our computer, and also we download and install Eclipse IDE and created a Java project. And we have seen very basic um, very basic programming on Java, and also we imported Selenium jars, um, write some test scripts, and also run the execute the test case. And today we are going to uh, record a tutorial that is the continuation of last tutorial of yesterday. So today what we are going to do, we are almost going to do the same, but I will add some more explanation and also elaboration of um, development of test scripts on Eclipse IDE. So let's open our Eclipse IDE, mm, and let's also create another. Yesterday we learned how to um, create Java project, then create also uh, package and create Java class. So we are not going to create all those things again. Just we are going to create another Java class on Selenium training package inside the Selenium training package actually. So we right button click, then I'm going to show you again. Right button click, then go to new, then go to class and click here and name it as we can name it mm, test login functionality of PayPal. Okay, PayPal. Then we can click on public static void main. This is main method. We need it to run the test. Okay, and I want to make the canvas a little bit bigger. What I can do, I can just drag it, and to make it a little bigger, especially the coding, what we can do is we can just press on Control, then press on plus sign. Okay, and if you want to make it a little bit smaller, we can do the opposite. We can just press again on Control, then press on minus. Okay, press on minus sign. Thus we can increase and decrease the font size. Okay, fine. Now uh, public class task login functionality PayPal is the class here, and public static void main string um, args is main method. And yesterday I told you what is a class, so it's not necessary to repeat, but I want to leave a note. Class is nothing but a template template or blueprint. Okay, so based on blueprint, what we usually do if someone build a house or develop a house, they based on blueprint, they develop the whole building. So building is the object, it's the outcome, it's the results, okay? And blueprint is the design of the house. So class is just a design, just a blueprint, just a template. And based on this class, we are going to design our whole test script. It can be simple test script, okay? It can be complex test script. It can be a framework, okay? Whatever, we are going to start writing our codes, programming with Java. Excuse me. So what we are going to do now, we are going to instantiate our Webdriver. We are going to create an object for our Webdriver class. So we can write Webdriver driver is equal to new Firefox driver. Okay. All right. Now, since we do have um, Selenium jars in our project, yesterday we imported into our project. Okay. Selenium jars, we downloaded it, we imported it into our project, and we did it yesterday. If you are following my tutorial for the first time, my suggestion is to go back and watch the previous tutorial, then come back. Then you will come to know what we are doing actually in this project right now. Okay, so we are hovering our mouse here, then we are importing WebDriver. I just click, and the same way we are importing Firefox driver. And to do it, you must have Selenium jar, Selenium libraries into your project that we imported yesterday, because we are working in the same project, uh, though we are working on different test script, different class. Okay, so in Java, yesterday we discussed we have to um, complete the line of code, line of programming with a termination that is semicolon. We call it also semicolon. But in Python, we don't need semicolon. So we have to remember when we are dealing with Python and Java. Though we are dealing with Selenium, these two programming languages are a little bit different. Their syntax are different, though their terms and terminologies as well as their logic is same, but their their syntax is little bit different. Okay, so this is driver, and driver is variable. It can be varied. Instead of driver, you can put your name and still it will be working. If you put ABC, still it will be working. So driver is variable. You can name it anything. Okay. Um, so I will write driver, and I'm telling the driver, go and get what? A string that is https:// paypal.com. That means we are going to test the login functionality of PayPal. Okay, so now we can just save it. It should be auto saving, and just right button click and go to run as Java application and see whether it can invoke the browser. And we can see it couldn't invoke the browser. Why? Because it requires a Gecko driver, and it requires the path to the driver. Okay, yeah, and yesterday we discussed it in details. Why do we need it? Now we can just go to the last uh, last tutorial, and we can just copy the line of code where we set a system.set property and put this two arguments. One is driver.gecko.driver. Since these are strings, so we will put them into inverted commas. Then there will be a comma, and in the second argument we are putting just the file path of the driver. And yesterday I have shown you how we did it. Now just go back to the previous tutorial that we discussed yesterday. Watch the video again if necessary, then come back and start working together with us. Alright, I just copy it and paste it. Now you don't need to write it every single day while you are developing um, software test automation test scripts for your project. Alright, just preserve it. What you can do, you can just push them, these test scripts or codes or programs into the GitHub in your account, and you can reuse them when necessary. That's the beauty of this Selenium with um, Eclipse IDE. And also if you work with PyCharm with Selenium with Python, it will be the same still. You can reuse the codes. Okay, now it will, if we run it, we will see it's working fine, invoking the browser. Okay, what browser? The Firefox browser, and navigating to paypal.com. Okay, so we see it has been navigated to www.paypal.com. Okay, and uh, we can see two buttons here. One is white and another one is black. Though we are going to uh, click on login button, right? Okay, we can do it now. Um, or what we can do, if we don't want to do it, we can just copy this, okay, this URL, and directly we can come here. Okay, so what we can do, we can just, instead of this URL, we can use the URL we have copied. Okay, and it will directly now go to where it will navigate to directly sign in option. Okay, you see, now what we can do, we can tell the driver manage the window and make it maximize. That means this browser window open, not in full. Now we can tell the driver manage the window and make it maximize for us. Okay, so what code we have to write for it? We have to write driver. We have to tell the driver go and manage. Okay, then dot what manage window. Okay, when I write wi, it's popping up the inbuilt method and functions, and I can tell maximize it. Okay, and now if I run the code, you will find it's maximizing the window. Okay, it's navigating and it has been maximized. Now what we have to do, we have to put the Gmail address or mobile number to enter into the PayPal account. Okay, so we are doing negative testing. We are not going to give the correct credential. We are going to use incorrect credential and check whether we can go in. If we can access with incorrect credentials, incorrect email, incorrect password, then the application has something uh, wrong. Okay, there is bug, there is error, the application is being built uh, not according to the functional requirement. Okay, so now we are telling driver uh, go and find elements. Okay, find element by ID. I can say ID, sorry, by dot. Actually, today we want to find by XPath. Okay, by XPath. And how we can find the XPath, we didn't discuss it yesterday. So I just right button click and click on inspect elements. Okay, then I just click on here on the icon, arrow icon, and when it has become like a dark blue, okay, then I go back and click here, and it has been selected. And what I can do, ID is email I can see, and name is login underscore email, so I can choose anyone. But yesterday we find our elements with ID and name, so today we are not going to repeat it. Today we are going to work with different elements. Okay, so I just right button click here, then go to copy and copy the XPath. Okay, XPath, and XPath has been copied, and I just put the value here. Okay, this is our XPath. How we did it, let me show you again. Those who are very new, you might be a little bit in confusion. So I just right button click, go to copy, then I just copy the XPath. To copy the XPath, I just um, press click, left button click, and the XPath has been copied. Okay, so then I go back and I just paste the XPath here. Then I say send keys what? Send keys with just abcd1234 at the rate gmail.com. Okay, it's the fake email address. Now I just go to the next line and I just write driver dot find element by um, element, find element by I'll say by CSS selector, okay, CSS selector, and CSS selector will go inside the inverted comma. So now to after putting the abcd1234 at the gmail.com, we have to click on next. Okay, so we have to right button click on next and inspect element. Okay, and again same way we click here and click on next, and we can see there is ID, btn next, and name, and we can also take the CSS selector from here, go to copy, and just copy CSS selector the same way we copy it, export. All right, now so what action we have to determine here is we have to, after putting the um, abcd1234 at the gmail.com, we have to click here, right? Then we have to determine the click. This is CSS selector, then just dot operator and click. Now we can check whether uh, driver can send keys abcd at the gmail.com, pass the parameter, and can click on the button before we enter the password. Okay, so we just click on run as Java application, and it's invoking the browser. Okay, navigating to paypal.com, then passing the parameter, click on the button next, and now come to the password option. Then I just right button click again, inspect the element the same way we did earlier. Okay, click on login to select it. We can take ID, we can take name, and we can take export again. I want to take export. So we are learning four ways. One is by ID, one is another, one is by name, by export, and CSS selector. Okay, so again, just make sure go to copy and click on CSS selector. So we are going to driver dot find element by what CSS selector, right? CSS selector, and the CSS selector is uh, hash btn login that we copied. Okay, then we have to send the password, send keys, right? And password is abcd1234 fake password. No, remember, this is negative testing. If we can break our system, just log into the system, into my account using incorrect credential, then the application is being built wrong. So we have to uh, report the developer, and developers will fix it, then send it back to the test environment, and we will retest it. Okay, after retesting, if there is no more error, then we will close it. If there is error or bug, then we will send it to the dev environment again, and when they will fix there is no problem, we will close the chapter, and the developers will be uh, working on another component, another unit, and when they complete it, again we will integrate and retest them. Okay, when they fix it again after the report, we will retest it. Okay, whether after the fixing the bug uh, any problem has been created, and that is called regression testing. Now we retested and we did also regression testing. Retest and regression testing is a little bit uh, different. Okay, retesting is just retesting, and regression testing is to check after the fixation is the system is creating any problem due to the bug fix. Okay, so there is a subtle difference between retest and regression testing. Okay, regression testing also retesting, but it's a retesting to recheck whether after the bug or issue uh, fixed by the developers, they're causing different problem with the system. Okay, so now I'm telling the driver find element by what? Let's go and see what we have to do now. We have to now enter the password, then we have to click on login. So we are determining the action will be click and inspect element, go back here, click it and click on login, and we can check uh, ID is btn login, and I just take the ID. So I'm finding element and locating it by ID. Okay, by ID, and ID is btn login, and action will be click. Okay, now you see the test will going to be definitely passed. We cannot access into the system, because if we can, then we are breaking the system. That means there is something error, issue, or bug in the system, in the PayPal banking web application, and that's not good. Then there will be a disaster for PayPal. Okay, and we see there is a click on next button, then we see there is no password. So password ABCD1234, and click here. It will say some of your info incorrect. Okay, please try again. So it should be telling by the automation tool. Let's try again. What's wrong? Let's see. Okay, sometimes what we have to do. Sometimes when it fails to run the program, we have to work a little more here. Doesn't work, we have to write another single line of code, that is system, okay, dot, and again say set property, what is set property, set not properties, property, and put Webdriver dot, I'll say Firefox dot bin, okay, and the second value will be the path of the Firefox driver. Sorry. All right. Now there should be a comma, and we have to go to the Firefox where we store it. Firefox, where is Firefox? I have to find it out. Firefox, I think this one. Okay, then I have to right button click, go to the properties, and take this path and the file name, then .exe. So I just paste it here, okay, then double slash and take the file name. Where is it? Go to the properties again. This is the file name, and extension is .exe. We have to put it. Then I go to here, paste it, then I just say .exe. Okay, now run it again. If it doesn't run, we have to write another line of code. Okay, let us check without installing the developer edition. Try again. It's suggesting us to install the Firefox Developer Edition installer. Okay, it might take a couple of seconds, maybe 30 seconds. So we have to wait.